Hello everybody, welcome back to Rocket Robot on Wheels. Today is March 4th. It's almost 8:40 p.m. Or I could have just said it's 8:38 p.m. This is another post-commentary episode. I think this is the episode where I decided I need to take a break from this game if I know it's good. If I know it's good for me. I'm not really enjoying recording it that much anymore. But, you know, it's still a cool, funky game, whatever. I'm just not having that much fun with this Let's Play at this current moment in time. So I think if I took, a little sanity break and just, did other projects for a little bit, or, you know, tried to have an actual life, then that might go pretty well, although I can't tell you for certain. This might be the most annoying vehicle in the game. The Dolphin was nothing compared to this. I'm not even sure how that worked. Yeah, this is a ticket inside a cage, but of course you can't just lift the cage off of the ticket. You need to, like, prop up the cage. As you guys will remember, this is level 3. It's called Mind-Blowing instead of Mind-Blowing because you're in a mine, M-I-N-E. Yeah, I felt like I needed to explain that pun because it's just, it's that much of a good pun. Oh, am I trying to get up to some of these platforms that have an token character? Just kidding, that's racist. I don't even know. It's this incredibly, frustrating lobby area. It's just, it feels like the level has this, one lobby. Except it doesn't. This would technically be more like the lobby of the level, but you don't actually do anything in this area. And I know there's more to this level, I just couldn't remember. If I pulled up a walkthrough, I think I would pull up a walkthrough for this level, because, this little area feels like kind of a lobby, even though it's not really a lobby. You know, this whole level, it feels a lot like Hazy Maze Cave. It has the same kind of color palette, and this underground, cave-like, fairly, mossy, almost certainly toxic sort of atmosphere to it, and there's a lot of rocks in wall that we need to blow up. There's a token behind there. If we can actually get it, that would be nice. Thank you. Yeah, so if I take a break from recording this, I'd like to start another project, but I also have Kirby 64 to finish, so that should be pretty good. I'm looking forward to finishing that project, because that's actually been a really fun project to record. And I like how I say project to record instead of game to play. The other one is, of course, Weird and Unfortunate Things Are Happening, and with that game I feel like I need a sanity break from it too, just because I feel like I'm not very good at that game. I don't know if it's just me being self-conscious, or I feel kind of the same way about this game. It's kind of funny how I've changed my tune about 3D platformers. For a while I really felt like, oh, I need to Let's Play more 3D platformers. And I think it might be because, when I did that playthrough of Mario 64, I just realized you guys are not going to know what I'm talking about, because I made a lot of my old Let's Plays private. A lot of the ones from before 2016, I just made them private. Or unlisted. Unlisted, actually. But that, recording that Let's Play was actually just a really special time to me, because it was 10th grade, it was 2015, and that was just a really good year for me. I don't know, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but I just had a lot of good memories associated with that game and with that year of my life, with that year of high school. And then I felt like, oh, I haven't done enough RPG Maker games. What am I saying? 3D platformers on this channel. I feel like I've done a lot of RPG Maker games. I've done a lot of sort of random things, you know. What have I done? Who knows? Probably things that nobody has watched. Just kidding. People have watched Fluidity, just people have watched the Fluidity videos that don't have my commentary. I've been replaying Fluidity because my Wii lives at my parents' house, so whenever I go visit them, I replay some of the games that bring back good memories, like Fluidity and Endless Ocean, and games that I wouldn't know how to emulate, and even if I did know how to emulate Wii games, I still don't think I would enjoy them as much as playing them on an actual console, despite all the Wii's flaws, motion controls, and everything. Yeah, but I mean, the other significant 3D platformer that I've done on this channel was Banjo-Kazooie. Also, you can't reach that like that. I tried like 3 times. You cannot reach that lamp from this box as much as I wanted to. As much as it was in my dreams to live out my dreams and become meme. No, please don't. Please, no. No, Elon, why? Oh yeah, what was I saying? I did Banjo-Kazooie about a year ago for this channel, and that was a really fun Let's Play to do. That might have been... Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie have probably been 2 of my favorite projects that I've done for this channel. But I think in general, I've kind of changed my tune on 3D platformers. They can just be a bit awkward, a bit clunky, especially when the camera isn't super functional. And sometimes it's just flows better when you're playing a 2D game, you know what I mean? It's like the pacing works better because you're not dealing with like these huge sprawling levels, or you're not always like trying to adjust the camera because you can't see where the hell you are. And I don't know, I still do enjoy 3D platformers to this day, but sometimes they're just extremely difficult and tedious and bloated, like, you know, a certain 3D platformer that was made by Rare. In fact, several. Like, also the sequel to Banjo-Kazooie, which is a game that I started playing but still haven't gotten very far in. Also, still haven't played Conker's Bad Fur Day. I frankly don't know. I don't feel super motivated to play that game. It doesn't look like a game that would be appealing to me. It's just everything Rare made after Banjo-Kazooie is just so fucking cynical. It's just so cynical. It's like, where's the joy? Where's the wonder? Where's the childhood? It's all just like, haha, and now everything's adult now, ha ha ha. Like, I feel like that's Rare's whole thing. Like, and it's annoyed people because, like, I don't know. You probably know what I mean. Because they can still do, like, childlike joy and wonder. Like, Star Fox Adventures is all about childlike joy and wonder. Heck, this game, Rocket Robot on Wheels, all about childlike joy and wonder. Like, look at this main overworld area. It's like practically, it's literally an amusement park in space. This is like a specific type of game that I've been obsessed with for a while. Games that are set in space amusement parks, especially from like this era of game. So that might not make a lot of sense to somebody who doesn't know how my brain works, but like I think of this game, stuff like Space Station Silicon Valley, Starshot Space Circus Fever, and then I kind of lump Ape Escape, Bomberman 64 The Second Attack, Milo's Astro Lanes, which is just kind of like an obscure like bowling game for the N64. It's not very good, but it has kind of the same aesthetic. Anyway, I feel like that's a dumb tangent, but people might be interested to hear that, like my weird obsession with this era of gaming. And it's not really a weird obsession, because it makes a lot of sense to be obsessed with this era of gaming. Like, this is a very specific era. Like, games from even, like, 2003 and games from, like, 1996 were a whole lot different. And more different, I think, than games from, 2015 and 2025. Just, this was a time period when games were still changing a lot. And every game was so different, rather than every game being kind of the same. You know what I'm trying to say, I hope. But like, games from this time were still very much rough around the edges. I still have not played Starshot Space Circus Fever. And then there's also the Gex games, there's Bomberman Hero, I kind of all associate them. Anyway, we are up in the clouds now, that's fun. You see where that purple token is. That actually leads to a mini-level, if you can even call it that. It reminds me, like, the way that this Whoopi's World has mini-levels inside it reminds me of how the Mario 64 castle had mini-levels. Like, this one specifically reminds me of kind of a combination of the wing cap. What's it called? Wing cap over the rainbow? Or like, or is it red coins over the rainbow? Anyway, you have like no time to do this, so I figured I would either try to get all the tokens or try to complete the minigame, and I couldn't do either, so that's fun. And guess what else is up in the clouds? It's level 4, Arabian Flights. Instead of Arabian Nights. Kind of like Aladdin. In fact, this level looks a lot like the, I guess, Indian, really more Arabian, Middle Eastern levels in Crash Bandicoot 3. Again, another game from this time period. I think PS1 games were, like, even, like, got more advanced, they advanced more quickly than N64 games. Like, they were kind of ahead of the race by a few years when it comes to just like 3D platformers and platformers with 3D graphics, 2.5D platformers, I guess you could call them. Just, they got some really cool games on PS1 when the N64 was still just kind of getting started. And I say that as somebody who grew up with really only Nintendo. And even with Nintendo, like, my parents were like very kind of anti-video game until I eventually convinced them to let me get hooked on video games. So I wasn't that big of a Nintendo kid until I was about age 11 or 12. And then I was like, whoa, this Legend of Zelda thing looks really cool. And then it became session, to say the least. I watched a really good video by a guy named Hakeem on YouTube talking about the cultural appropriation of Disney's Aladdin, how it just kind of haphazardly combines like India, Iraq, what else? Morocco, sorta. You know, Jordan, Egypt. Oh, and Turkey. Turkey's kind of a big one. And it just haphazardly mixes them all together into one movie. And he did like a really funny analogy at the beginning of the video. He's like, imagine the movie's set in Spain. Everybody, is wearing German clothes, talking in an Irish accent, singing about Moscow, you know, etc., etc., just trying to make it as ridiculous as possible. And how that's basically what the original Disney Aladdin is doing. Which makes me feel even more justified that I was never a Disney kid. I don't know, I just never cared that much for Disney growing up. Except maybe Fantasia and Alice in Wonderland. And then, when I was a little older in college, I got into, like, The Sword and the Stone and Robin Hood, and I still think those are some of Disney's best movies. Oh, and Bedknobs and Broomsticks. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. I like this level. It's such a refreshing change from Mind-Blowing. Mind-Blowing was this very, like, suffocating, claustrophobic cave level with all this lava and all these bombs. And now you're just, like, flying around in the sky. It's like, it's great. It's, there's clouds everywhere, there's all these buildings. It's like a super open space. This is definitely probably my second favorite level or my third favorite level in this game. It's up there. It is a good level. But regardless, I'm still taking a sanity break from this game and coming back to it when I feel like it. I hope y'all can understand that. I don't think anybody's surprised. And I don't think anybody will be too disappointed. And it doesn't seem like there's a lot of people watching this playthrough. It seems like there's some people watching Kirby 64, but not as many people watching this one. So take care, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.